Hello everyone, today we have employees of hotels or cruises in touch, and they shared very interesting stories. I will not detain you anymore, subscribe to the channel and enjoy watching. Story 1 from user Bastard Blaster. Hotel worker here worked evenings and overnights for a few years. Now this all doesn't apply to all hotels, but a lot of these will depend on how you treat the staff. Chargers are the one most forgotten item, we have tons of them. If you are nice and ask where you can buy one, we will offer one. I don't care who you're banging in your room. And no, I don't know where to find hookers. Well, I do, but I'm staying out of that. We know what's good to eat. We also know where you will get sick from eating. Sometimes it's both, and I'll warn you, the pizza guy tells me if you stiff him on the tip. If you're an awful person, I'm less inclined to go out of my way to help you. I will not disclose whether you're here or not, but if the wife spotted your truck in the lot, you'll still use the safe for valuables. Most housekeepers are trustworthy, but are humans that are around your valuables? I can give you a discount. We have a little leeway with the price of your room if we're not booked. I can knock off some cost. If we have one room left, I can also jack up the price, and my bosses will reward me for it. I have also jacked the price up, just because I don't like someone had some tweakers come in every time they asked. The price again, I raised it 10. They ended up paying $130 for a 90-room food quality. Varies don't expect gourmet meals. We only have a microwave and oven. The eggs are from a box, but are still real eggs. Muffins are like the ones that come in the tubes, gravy is powdered mix. Everything is Cisco, so it's not bad, but it's not great. Be wary if you see a smart final truck outside. Their quality is shit. I can't always fix a noise complaint if it's the people directly above you with kids running around. I can get them to stop if it's some loud sex, and I can pinpoint where it's coming from. You're going to have to wait it out. If you leave, change out after leaving for the day. Housekeepers assume it's a tip. Don't complain when 070 is missing from your room. I will tolerate your shit, but only to a point. You can be rude, but if you get abusive name-calling, making a scene, etc., that's over the line. Yes, I can kick you out. No, you won't get me fired. Yes, I will call the cops. No, there is nowhere else in town to stay on a Friday night. Yes, I'm still going to charge you for the first night cancellation policy, especially if I can sell the room again. We have everything. You may have forgotten. Toothbrush, razors, sewing, needles, thread, deodorant, etc. Just ask if we're booked. I will tell you. So asking again will not magically make a room open up. We will call you a cab, but you damn well better be ready. The cab drivers have no patience for tourists. They know you're not long-term business. If you do drugs in the room, keep it quiet and don't do anything that requires smoking in the room. We will call the cops and they will arrest you. The cops are our buddies. I'm in a small town and am on first-name basis with them. We are a huge revenue stream for the city. If I call them, they are usually here before I hang up. They will always side with us a night in a cell. For trespassing is not fun. As an aside, they don't bother me at drunk checkpoints. So that's nice. Don't steal from the room. We will bill you for it. It will cost more than you expect if you damage something. Come clean. If it's something the maintenance dude can fix, well, probably just bill you for supplies and an hour of his time. If you try and hide it well, bill you contractor rate. If something was damaged, when you get in, let us know right away, in case we missed something. From the last guest, always inspect your room as soon as you check in. For this reason, people do die here. About half are old people that die of being old. The other half are people that check in to check out. It's really thing to do. To the housekeepers. The housekeepers here are kind of superstitious and do not like going into rooms that people have died in. It's kind of weird knowing I'm the last person that someone talked to. I'll add more if I think of anything. Edit. Added a thing. And a story 2 from user Serranius. Oh, hey something. I can finally answer. Night shift hotel worker here, been in this field for 8 years now, out in the hotel. Capital of the world. Las Vegas, here's a few things. I can tell you, It pays to be nice to your check-in person. We deal with assholes every day who think that paying for a room makes them God King of Hilton, or something spoiler it doesn't. But if you're a pleasant person to talk to, hell will bend over backwards to help you ask nicely enough, and I might even get you a lower rate on a related note. Stop trying to weasel your way to a cheaper room. You want the AAA rate. You better have a AAA card. Military rate. Whip out that military ID. If you don't have those things, I'm not going to take your word that you'll get it faxed over in the morning. And for the love of God, don't try to bribe me. I've had people offer me drinks, cash, blowjobs from a totally hot girl, bro, and all kinds of ill make it up to you. I swear bullshit. Here's the short answer. No, you're not getting your room for half off. No one gets their room for half off. No one, my job is worth more than $20 and a 6-pack of Bud Light Broseph on a related note, as others have said. Don't argue with me about the rate. If you say you found it cheaper online, then book it online. We don't price match ask before you complain. We know the area if we recommend a restaurant. It's probably because we can vouch for it. Want to know a good show to see? I've been to a bunch, and I'll set you up with something that won't be a waste of money. Noise complaints will be promptly ignored. Why? Because sound carries from several rooms above you, and most people don't know which room is being loud. Even when it's right next to them, being one room off is the difference between asking someone to keep it down and waking up the rage lady at 3 a.m. I'll go up and listen to see if I can pinpoint the room. But if I can't, then you're just gonna have to deal with it. Vegas specific thing. No one cares about your sexual escapades. No one we've heard and probably seen at all. No one is going to bat an eye when an obvious hooker walks through the door and asks for directions to your room. We don't care how much porn you order. No one is impressed that you had a threesome. No one, the people who stay with us the most are the biggest assholes. Diamond members, or the equivalent at other brands, are those guests who spend a lot of time at hotels, while we appreciate their business. And I can sympathize for the amount of time you're on the road or in the air that does not entitle them to anything. They please. I've had Diamond members ask me to move guests in other rooms because they were having a conversation at a normal volume. I've had them threaten to see my ass get fired. I even had one woman demand a free night because she hit the emergency button on her room phone. She said that the police officers sent to check on her had disturbed her sleep. Please, for the love of God, find a hotel before you go somewhere. People know Las Vegas as the gambling and showgirls mecca, but there's something else that sells out the entire town on the regular basis. Conventions. There are a lot of these throughout the year, and if they're big enough, they can sell out every room from here to Boulder. So please check before you leave, because chances are you're gonna be shit out of luck if you have to find somewhere the same day. Finally, book through Expedia Hotels, Travelocity. They're all owned by the same people, and their customer service is a flaming bag of horse shit. They will gladly book you into a hotel that is already full, which will only cause more problems for you. The person at the desk and the poor guy on the support line. Story 3, from user MyVTR. I have worked in hotels for 8 years, and I'll tell you a lot of the stuff in this thread is untrue. Well, partly hotels vary widely in policy and procedures. Some may give you a phone charger if you ask, and others will tell you it's guests. Property, which it is, and kindly ask you to yourself. I'm currently a housekeeping manager, and we do change the sheets and blankets for every guest. If you're staying more than 3 nights, we will change it during your stay. Hotels are extremely fond of giving out free shit. For minute complaints, a hair on your sheets. The room is 2 degrees to warm you farted, and it left a stain in your underwear. No matter how small, if you get angry enough, we will comp you something. Now, having said that in advance and sideways, hotel employees have to deal with this shit every single day. And we hate you, like from the bottom of my balls. I hate your guts. Sure, you may get something like breakfast for free, but you're ruining multiple people's days. So you can get some 15 hash browns for free. Never book through a third party, i.e. Priceline, Booking.com, etc. You have absolutely no recourse if anything goes wrong, and we most likely will not compensate you in any way, since you will not be receiving a hotel survey. More importantly, Priceline, or another third party, will your reservation in some way, or give you wrong, misleading information. and there's nothing we can do about it. Well, just ask you kindly to call them and talk to them about it. My most important tip there is a difference between a request and a guarantee for bed types. If you book and request a room with double beds, that just means if we have any left, we'll give you one. I don't know how many pissed off soccer moms come in with 8 kids livid. Because you have me. He wrong room type. I booked 2 beds. Be kind to your housekeepers. This is not your room, but please treat it like it's yours. It's just disrespectful to trash shit and think, well, they get paid to clean up, right? If you're an elite tier member of a hotel chain, ask nicely for an upgrade. If we say we don't have one, let it go. You have no idea how many elites come in pissed off that there's no suites available. And I'm just sitting there like, dude, there's 100 other people checking in today with your exact same status. You're not that special. If you like big bathrooms, ask for a handicap. Accessible room with a roll-in shower, normally about twice the size of a standard bathroom, but without the tub. If you want to check in early, don't just show up. Call ahead, we may not have any rooms available. My golden rule is really just be a decent human being. If you're nice to staff and can chat them up for a bit, if they're not swamped, most likely they will hook you up in some way. We meet about 60 assholes, 30 average and 10 cool people on a daily basis. And we remember who the cool people and assholes are. Story 4 from user Mike T75. My friend worked on Royal Caribbean on the Eisenarch Explorer of the Seas back in 2006. Said, I could book a cruise through him for 15-night employee discount. I might have to stay in his cabin with him, but he would see what he could do about getting an unused room for me, since he departed from Bayonne, NJ, and I lived close. I decided to take him up on the offer and do a 4-night trip to Bermuda. The regular room and interior cabin panned out, so I had my own room to myself, and I got a pass that allowed me access to employee-only areas. I don't know if I was supposed to be escorted with my friend in all of the non-guest areas, but no one said anything to me when I walked around the ship as long as I had my employee guest badge with access to all of the employees. Only doors that my badge allowed, I certainly gave no reason for anyone to be suspicious, so that probably helped lots of fun to just go exploring. A little bit, the crew areas were relatively clean. Reminded me of hospital hallways. I saw 2 crew bars. There was one that was sort of outside, I think, on the rear of the ship, and one upstairs with wood paneling. Nothing to be excited about, but was fun to see them nonetheless. That's where I did my cheap drinking. Never saw the jail, but did see the medical office. They had lots of Dramamine on the wall. Help yourself. Which I did. The first night I was on the ship was rough. The crew was a blast to hang out with lots of really fun people. My friend gave me the lowdown of everyone on the ship one night who had hooked up with, who as incestuous as it was. Everyone seemed pretty cool and willing to keep swapping the bodily fluids. No room for jealousy. When you only have so many people to bang, there were definitely cliques. The entertainers hung out with the entertainers, the waiters and waitresses and hung out with themselves. My friend worked in an area where he got to know everyone. Luckily, none of the bus boys were likely to have sex with a sexy stage show dancer is what I picked up from the interactions. Since I was not an employee, but not exactly a guest, I was in a gray area and was unusually entertaining to the women I met. Sex would have been like fishing in a barrel. I'm not bragging or anything. Truth is, I really wanted to hang with my friend for the limited time that he was not on duty. Not spend my time with random women I won't see again. I don't regret that. Okay, maybe a little bit. One thing I took away was just how absolutely professional the crew at Royal Caribbean were. They loved their jobs, loved making the experience positive for the guests, and took that overall experience very personally. Whatever issues I saw stemmed from human beings just being human. Nothing that would turn me away from traveling Royal Caribbean. Quite the contrary, if working on a cruise is something you are mulling, I'd recommend it based on what I saw at least on Royal Caribbean. It is a truly unique experience that I don't think enough people consider at a time in their lives when they are looking for a rewarding challenge. TLDR friend worked for RC. I traveled with him at employee cost, got access to employee areas, saw stuff, got a great impression of Royal Caribbean employees. and a positive experience overall, could have had a lot of sex. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and write comments. See you later.